Welcome to the Au Naturel Skin Food Skin Myths Unlocked podcast, the home of the 12-week skin detox. Your host, Tracy Ahern, created this podcast to share from her 20 years of experience as a senior esthetician in her own chain of medispas. Break away from chemical beauty and let her walk with you on your skin journey. Let's get started. Here is Tracy.
Hi everyone, welcome back to the 12-week Skin Detox Challenge. I'm your host, Tracy, founder of Au Natural Skin Food, and I'm thrilled to have you with me today. I'd like to start week 10 by sharing a personal anecdote from my life. You see, in my head, I'm still 25. So imagine my shock when I turned 50, and every time I caught sight of myself in a mirror, I looked, well, not quite 25. Something seemed to be falling apart, and I simply didn't resemble my younger self. I was faced with some big questions. Should I remove all the mirrors in my house so I can go on believing that my reflection is exactly the same as it was at 25? Or should I celebrate my age and be proud of doing this naturally? Deep down, I know I should embrace my age, but perhaps one or two mirrors in the house could go too. Right, you get it? If you found yourself similarly confronting your own aging, you may be considering Botox, or maybe you've already had Botox. We're not here to judge. We all have different reasons for what we do, but what we do know is that Botox lasts longer on healthier skin. Skilled Botox is invasive. I sometimes stop and wonder what people in the future will think about the age we're living in. We do seem to have a bit of an addiction to plastic surgery and invasive treatments. In fact, more than 6 million botulinum toxin treatments are administered every year in an effort to paralyze facial muscles and reduce the appearance of wrinkles. And then there's silicone, which isn't limited to breast implants. We also inject silicone into our faces to fill in lines. These fillers work by provoking a reaction to a foreign body. Our body produces collagen, which is deposited around the non-absorbable silicone particles. Sometimes I think it may all seem rather odd to historians in the future. Perhaps they'll wonder at the strange substances that we were willing to put into our bodies in an attempt to change our appearances. For me, things changed when my grandson arrived. I've noticed that my priorities have shifted. I'm much more conscious of my own mortality, and I'm much more concerned with my health and what I need to do to ensure that I'm able to live as long as I possibly can. I want to see these precious wee people in my life grow up, and I want to be actively involved in their lives. It was easy to change my diet and embrace regular exercise, cutting out the occasional Botox treatment and removing my acrylic nails, saying goodbye to gel polish, all easy. And letting my hair go grey, well, that's been a bit harder. I worked in the beauty industry for most of my adult life, so going natural for me has been a great leap of faith. There are days when I ask myself, why am I doing this? But mostly, I'm loving it. I'm no longer racing from appointment to appointment, and I feel healthier than ever. Plus, I'm saving a lot of money. And do you know what I've learned? Using the right skincare really does help. Au Natural Skin Food increases your skin's own barrier function to fight environmental damage and help your skin look the very best that it possibly can. I no longer feel dread when I think about my age. I like the story my face tells, and I'm looking forward to celebrating this next phase of my life as naturally as I can. So what does all of this have to do with Botox? Well, it turns out that nature has an answer to fine lines and wrinkles that doesn't rely on injecting toxins into your skin. We call it detox, also known as bee venom. Recent research has shown that bee venom is just as effective as Botox at reducing fine lines and wrinkles, and possibly even more effective. That's why I highly recommend it as a potent alternative to Botox. You can also use detox in conjunction with Botox to help you go longer between your Botox treatments. Can you guess what our hero ingredient is this week? That's right, it's none other than our very own New Zealand bee venom. Bee venom has been used in traditional medicine for many years, and we use it for its micro-damaging and micro-repair properties. Just like Botox, bee venom causes a small amount of temporary swelling, which triggers our body to send collagen and elastin to repair the micro-damage. The result is new, firmer skin with reduced fine lines. Additionally, because bee venom doesn't involve the same risks and costs as Botox, some people choose to top up with bee venom in between Botox treatments. And unlike Botox, which paralyzes your facial muscles, bee venom actually improves the overall health and structure of your skin. Now, you might be wondering, how do we get bee venom? But don't worry, no bees are harmed. We source our bee venom sustainably from Whitestone Ridge, right here in New Zealand. The bee venom is obtained through a process called milking, which does not hurt the bees. A glass plate is placed near a hive, and when the bees attack it, they leave a small amount of venom behind. The bees do not lose their stingers, so they return home unscathed. Once the venom is dry, beekeepers scrape it off of the glass, and the bee venom then is incorporated into our products, like the PM night cream you've been using during this challenge. If you're curious and want to learn more about the process, there's a video on our website which shows exactly how our bee venom is sourced. Remember, if you're allergic to bee stings, you may not be able to use our bee venom products. However, many people who think they may be allergic aren't. If you're concerned about your sensitivity, get in touch with us and we'll be happy to send you a free sample out to you as soon as we possibly can. Once you receive it, you can do a small test patch on your arm to check if you have a reaction. That's it for this episode. Aren't bees amazing? This week, why not try a Manuka honey and bee venom sheet mask and then give back to the bees by planting a bee-friendly garden in your backyard. Lavender, daisies, sage and rosemary are all great choices. Ladies, it's been wonderful talking to you today about nature's natural alternative to Botox. If I can answer any questions for you, please feel free to reach out. And until next week, take care, everyone.
Thanks for listening to the Au Naturel Skin Food Skin Myths Unlocked podcast. Don't go it alone. Tracy is here to help you detox from chemical beauty and support your journey. Learn more and get in touch via the website at www.aunaturelskinfood.com. And join us again next week for more help for your skincare journey.